Welcome back to Wikilert.
Today, we're reflecting on the tragic passing of Ricky Hatton, the British boxing legend, known as the Hitman, who was found dead at his home in Greater Manchester on September 14, 2025, at the age of 46. If you've been following boxing or just caught the tributes pouring in from fellow fighters, fans, and even Manchester City, you know this. News has hit like a knockout punch, unexpected, devastating, and leaving the community reeling. Hatton, a two-weight world champion who defended his light welterweight title 15 times and packed arenas with his fearless style, was gearing up for a comeback exhibition in December, making this loss all the more shocking. So, grab a moment, get comfy, and let's honor his incredible life like we're sitting together, watching old fight tapes covering his rise to glory, the battles he faced off the ring, the details of his passing, and why his spirit will echo in the squared circle forever. Let's get into it. Ricky Hatton was born Richard John Hatton on October 6, 1978, in Stockport, Greater Manchester, into a working-class family that knew the grit of life in the north of England. Growing up in the Hattersley estate in Hyde, he was a scrappy kid with a love for football, lifelong Manchester City supporter, the kind who'd belt out Oasis anthems at the Etihad, and a natural flair for boxing that his dad, Ray, spotted early. Hatton started training at age 6 at the Sale West Boxing Club, sparring with older boys and showing that trademark heart from day one. By 16, he was an amateur standout, winning 3 ABA titles and racking up 100-plus fights before turning pro in 1997. His debut was a third-round stoppage of Paul Burke, and from there, it was a rocket ride, 36 straight wins, including knockouts of Colin Lyons and Paul Ingle, earning him the British light welterweight title by 2000. Hatton wasn't just a puncher, he was a showman, packing Manchester's Men Arena with 20,000 roaring fans for his defenses, a feat that made him a local hero and a global draw. The peak came in the mid-2000s when Hatton became a two-division world champion and one of Britain's most beloved fighters. In 2005, he captured the WBU light welterweight title with a 9th-round TKO over Tony Hutchinson, then unified the IBF and WBA belts by dismantling IBF champ Kostya Tsayu in a Manchester masterclass, stopping the Russian great in the 11th round after dropping him twice, in front of 23,000 fans chanting, "There's only one Ricky Hatton." It was magic. Hatton's pressure, body shots, and that relentless engine overwhelmed Tsayu, who hadn't lost in 31 fights. He defended the belt 9 more times, including wars with Juan Lozcano and Luis Collazo, before moving up to welterweight in 2006, claiming the IBF title with a 9th-round stoppage of Carlos Mausa. His 2007 fight against Floyd Mayweather Jr. in Las Vegas was a bittersweet spectacle. Hatton started strong but faded to a 10th-round TKO, yet he won over American audiences with his heart and that post-fight hug with Mayweather. Losses to Manny Pacquiao in 2009 and Vyacheslav Senchenko in 2012 led to retirements, but Hatton always came back, retiring for good in 2013 after 54 fights, 45-3 with 32 knockouts. He was a 3-time world champ, a Manchester icon, and the guy who'd sing Blue Moon in pubs after victories, turning boxing into a party. But off the ring, Hatton's life was a tougher fight. He was open about his demons. Depression hit hard after the Pacquiao loss, leading to a spiral of alcohol, cocaine, and suicidal thoughts. In 2010, he attempted suicide, later sharing in his autobiography how he drank and drugged myself to death to escape the pain. Estranged from family and haunted by the pressure of fame. By 2012, after the Senchenko defeat, he checked into rehab, emerging to reconcile with his kids' son Campbell and daughter Millie, and rebuild. Hatton became a mental health advocate, founding the Ricky Hatton Academy for Troubled Youth and speaking at events about stigma. He trained fighters like Scott Quigg and even dipped into promotion, but his 2025 comeback announcement for an exhibition against Marco Antonio Rubio was about closure, not glory. Fans adored his vulnerability, that 2010 BBC documentary, where he cried about his dad's death, showed the man behind the hitman, making him more than a champ. He was relatable, resilient, and real. The news of Hatton's death broke like a gut punch on September 14, 2025, when Greater Manchester police confirmed a body was found at his home on Bullacre Road in G. Cross around 6:45 a.m. The death is not being treated as suspicious, with a post-mortem pending, but sources close to the family have confirmed it's Hatton just months shy of his 47th birthday. He was discovered by a family member, and while no foul play is suspected, the circumstances point to a possible overdose or suicide attempt, given his history of substance abuse and mental health struggles. Hatton had been open about his battles, surviving multiple suicide attempts and a 2010 rehab stint after the Pacquiao loss left him in a dark place. In a 2023 interview, he said, "I thought about ending it all, drinking and drugs to numb the pain, but my kids kept me going. Police have cordoned off the scene, and the investigation is ongoing, but the boxing world is already in mourning, with tributes flooding in from rivals, fans, and Manchester City, his lifelong club. The reactions have been a tidal wave of grief and love." Manny Pacquiao, who stopped Hatton in 2009, tweeted, "I am deeply saddened to hear about the passing of Ricky Hatton. He was not only a great fighter inside the ring, but also a brave and kind man in life. We shared unforgettable moments in boxing history, and I will always honor the respect and sportsmanship he showed. Ricky fought with heart and soul." Floyd Mayweather, Hatton's conqueror in 2007, posted a photo of their post-fight hug, saying, "Ricky was a warrior, rest in peace, Hitman." Manchester City held a minute's applause before their match, with fans chanting, "There's only one Ricky Hatton," and the club statement read, "A lifelong blue and one of our own, Ricky will be remembered forever." British boxing figures like Frank Warren called him a great man who will be missed, while Amir Khan, who sparred with him, said, "Heartbreaking plea after boxing legend. Ricky Hatton's death, Ricky was my mentor." Fans on social media are sharing fight clips and stories, one post reading, "From Hattersley to Vegas, Ricky was the people's champ, gone too soon at 46." Hatton's legacy is etched in British boxing gold, 36-0 before Mayweather, 15 world title defenses, and that electric Manchester atmosphere where 20,000 fans sang Oasis with him. He was the underdog who became a hero, the champ who admitted his flaws, and the fighter who used his pain to help others. At 46, with a comeback planned, his loss feels like a roundhouse to the soul, but his spirit, gritty, generous, unbreakable, lives on in every young kid lacing up gloves in Hyde. What do you think? How will Ricky Hatton's story inspire the next generation of fighters? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like if his legacy moved you, and subscribe for more boxing tributes. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for rocking with me. Rest in peace, Hitman. You'll always be the pride of Manchester.